Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back for another video on F1 22. We're here for PSGL round 7. I'm pretty sure it's round 7. And yeah, it is round 7. I don't know why I was second guessing myself there, but we're here for season 31, round 7. Japan, if you haven't already noticed. And yeah, last week, what was last round? What was last round? We had... I've completely forgot what last round was. Oh, it was Mexico, that was it. We ended up getting P6 after penalties applied. So, yeah, not a great race, but not a bad race. Just mid-tier, you could say. We got pretty saved by penalties, I'd say. We started P4 and finished P6. So, yeah, we lost positions overall. So, that's usually an indicator that it's not went amazing. But, nevertheless, we're here for Japan. And the pace going into this was alright. Not a lot of preparation due to other things that I'm focusing on right now. So preparation was about a day or so. So yeah, preparation was fairly low, but nevertheless, it wasn't too difficult to get used to the track. Not drove Japan in a while, so it was quite nice to come back to this track. Sector 1 has improved a lot and since recent games. But yeah, pace wasn't amazing, but it wasn't awful. It was just mid-tier, I'd say. It was nothing to be excited about. And I didn't think that we'd be making it into Q3 this race, so we'll have to wait and see if we've got into Q3 for all of you who have not watched it or seen the results. But yeah, this is our final Q1 lap. We're P12 right now, so again, struggling a little bit in the first Q1 lap, which is one of my biggest frustrations, which I can never hook up the first Q1 lap, and it's really annoying. But yeah, definitely something to work on. But nevertheless, we are starting our final Q1 lap. We have to hook this one up. As yeah, it's pretty crucial. We do not want to get knocked out Q1. Never been knocked out of Q1 in my entire career, I don't think. I can't recall a time where I have been knocked out in Q1, so I want to keep it that way. Keep it going into Q2. But yeah, you can see turn 1, a lot of grip in this year's game. Just taking it easy though, because we know all we really need to get out of Q1 is a tenth and a half. And that's us pretty safe, as the grid is very tight. The time we've done right now in any other league would probably be safe. But yeah, as we always bash on about, this tier is pretty much the esports grid with slightly less preparation. So it's a very quick grid. But yeah, just taking it fairly safe through the digners. These corners you can gain a lot of time if you completely send it. But we did send it, but yeah, definitely left time on the table. Through this hairpin, a lot of camber through here. You can really use it to your preference to kind of slide around that corner. And then coming up to Spoon now. This is a really interesting corner. You always feel like you're under the limit, as Marcel Kiefer does a 0.4. Good lap from him in Q1. 4th gear and up to 5th. And yeah, that corner always feels like you're under the limit. But we're a 10th and a half up. And from here on out, I just know I need to complete it. This is going to be more than enough for Q2. It's a 0.0 split. So yeah, just need to complete it. This slash chicane though is very easy to mess up. You can either cut too much or not cut enough, so I was a little bit worried that I would mess it up. But you can see we've not cut it a lot, but we've not completely not cut it. And yeah, Danny Bresney does a low 0.4 and we do a 0.5. So yeah, as I said, just enough to get through. We didn't really need much more than that. And yeah, that will do the job for getting into Q2. The cut-off looks to be a high 0.6, so I don't think No, I don't think we would have been through. I think our first lap was a 0.7. So we wouldn't have been through. But yeah, not bad lap at all. That leaves us in P10 at the end of Q1. So yeah, at least we're through. Doesn't really matter. We'll see the leaderboard in a second. Yeah, Danny Bresney and Paul. That 5 place grid penalty is not representative. But yeah, that is the standings. Moving on to our first lap in Q2. It's 11.9 split. Frederick Rasmussen does a 0.4 overall lap. We come through the final chicane, messed that up a little bit, definitely lost a good amount of time there. Marcel does a low 0.3 and we do a high 0.3, half a tenth off Marcel. So yeah, an alright start to Q2, better than the start to Q1, and as you can see we go to the garage and we're in P6, which I don't think is going to be safe. Thomas looks to be safe, Alvaro looks to be safe. I'm not too sure about Bresney, but at least I think Thomas will be safe with that time. So he'll probably retire. But yeah, we're definitely not safe. And now coming to the end of our second Q2 run. We've used a lot of set of tyres, so if we do get through to Q3 now, we're going to have one set of tyres to get through, or do a lap. One set of fresh tyres to set a lap. It's a low 0.8 split. Again, nothing magnificent, but if we complete this, it should just be enough to make our way into Q3, come through the last game. We messed this up a little bit last time, but we messed it up even more this time, even slower. It's only a 10th improvement, but that might just be enough. It's a 2-7 improvement, and Ronhart actually does see his way through again, and a 0.1 is what he does. But coming to our final lap now in Q3, this is the lap that matters. This is crunch time, as they all say, but this is the one that we're going to have to put together pretty well. As I said, coming into this race, our outright pace did not feel good. I felt like in Q1 and Q2 we were just getting through by being consistent, but now we have to bash in a good lap through turn 1, down to 4th gear, taking a wide line to get that exit out of turn 2. Now going into turn 3, you want to clip these curves to rotate. You 6th gear, down to 5th, back up to 6th to minimise that wheel spin, and through this long left-hander, now through this right-hander, down to 5th, then back up to 6th for the throttle rotation. Through Dunlop, really easy to lose the rear end through this corner, and we do it fairly nicely. Very clean, but I don't think it was absolutely outright quick. It's a 0.0 split, 4 tenths up through the Degners. That was fairly good. We take a little bit too much inside curb through that right-hander, through Degner too, but it wasn't too bad. Now through this tight hairpin, trying to use the camber, getting close to the apex to bring you around that corner. We're 7 tenths up now on our previous lap time on old soft tires even. Now coming up to Spoon, Tom Prasdis does a 0.9 lap time. Through Spoon, down to 5th gear, back up to 6th, then down to 5th, down to 4th gear, and we get a lot of understeer through that corner. We've lost a lot of time. That corner always feels slow, but you can see we barely improved to our previous time on old set of soft tires, so it's not a great Spoon section there. It's going to be a 0.6 split. That is not a great lap. Coming into the final chicane now though, we've not got a lot to lose. We may as well just send it. The lap time is not looking great already, so we take a lot of inside curb. We could have taken more though. Do that left-hander as well. We mess it up a tiny bit. It's a 0.8 from Lucas Blakely. That's pole position so far, and it's a 0.1 from us, just off a 0.0, and yeah, I'm not too sure how happy I was with that. Don't get me wrong, the pace was not there this week, but definitely could have easily been, I don't know, I'm trying to look at the timing boards, but a good lap from us, considering we're struggling, I think would have been P5, and I would have been much more happy with P5 than P9, but yeah. I guess everyone messes up, but yeah, definitely not a nice lap, and I'm sure you saw it. But going straight into the race, we're starting on the medium compound tyre. We thought we may as well do something different, as we want to see how these tyres react on the cold temperature. So we're starting on the mediums. Hopefully, it gives us a good launch compared to the cars around us that are on the hard tyres. We've got a lot more temperature. We are starting on 70 degrees, as are the cars around us. We've got 5 red lights. And away we go. Do we get a good start compared to Daniele Haddad and Barry Burman? We do get a very good start on the softer compound of tyre. That's 2 positions already before turn 1. Going into turn 1, that's Fredrik Rasmussen. Can we have a look up the inside of Fredrik? We have a little look down here, trying to go up the inside. Now through to turn 3, and he's left us no space. We're bashed off a little bit, and we have to back out. And I wasn't expecting that from Fredrik, to be honest, but it has happened. And now can we get any more moves on Fredrik? Trying to have a wee look around the outside, as we do have a lot more grip than Fredrik at the moment. Through Dunlop now, can we eye up anything? Probably not through Degners, but maybe we can set it up through the hairpin after these 2 Degners, flinging it through Degner 1, and then coming into Degner 2. The tyres are very cold, so we cannot use a lot of curbs right now, and we're trying to get right up behind Fredrik Rasmussen. Can we make a move stick? We're going to send it a little bit down the inside, but looking back on this, that was a bit of a half-ass move, and yeah, not much to be made from there, but we're back on the overtake. Can we make anything on Fredrik? We need to get by Fredrik as quick as we can, because this is crucial for a race. While our tyres are in their operating window, or getting to their operating window quicker than the hard tyres, this is our only time we can make a move on Fredrik Rasmussen. So coming out of this Spoon section, we blast the ERS. We're going to use everything to get by Fredrik. Absolutely everything. Coming up to 130R now, sitting in the slipstream, pulling out through 130R. We're going side by side. We make it stick. A lot of heavy fuel in the car now, and that was not easy to keep it flat, I'll tell you that much, as the bollards are going everywhere. Next up is Thomas Ronhar on the set of hard compound tyres. He's going to be crucial to get past as well, because we need to stay with Danny Bresnay. He is the DRS train at this point. He's with the DRS train. The top 2 have shot off, to be fair, but we need to stay with at least Danny Bresnay. And coming on to lap 2 now, out of the hairpin, just behind Thomas Ronhar, but you can see Danny Bresnay, he's nearly out of DRS, and that's not what we want. You can see Thomas Ronhard doesn't look like he's going to fight it. You can usually tell if a car is going to fight it or not, and we can tell from this point he's not going to fight it. We're all over him, and we're going to sit in the slipstream here, use a lot of ERS. Where are we going to go? We're going to go to the left-hand side of Thomas Ronhard. We're going to get the move done even before 130R, so that makes our life very easy. But you can see we're just behind Danny Bresney. We've not got a lot of ERS, and that's not going to make our life easy. We're going to have to put in a pretty nice lap here. And as I said, we were struggling for pace quite a lot at Japan, so this is going to be very difficult. As we said, a purple last sector, probably helped by Thomas Ronhard's slipstream. We are in DRS now. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to stick in DRS, as, yeah, again, my pace just, I didn't feel it at Japan at all, and I feel like Bresney will have a lot more ERS than us. He did start up higher than the grid than us, and yeah, at this point you can't see because I cover it due to my webcam, but I'm pretty sure we're very close to flashing, which means we're below 10%, and yeah, you can see the gap just above a second now, and at this point I knew we were going to need a miracle to really get within this 1 second gap, as I was sending it as much as I can, within my limits at least, and yeah, we got it within 8 tenths there, below 9 tenths now. Can we gain anything through this hairpin? This was the only corner I really felt strong at throughout the whole track, and we gain a decent amount, down to 8 tenths now, but Danny Bresney starts blasting his ERS, and he has a lot more of it than we do, and yeah, there's not much we can do at this point because we are very low. We're not using our ERS at any point at all, but Bresney also has the slipstream off Tomic, and that's not helping us at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in lower wings either, but you can see we're blasting every single droplet of our ERS, and he's still pulling away, and yeah, this was the realisation where I knew I was knocked out, and yeah, again, just unfortunate. This is all stemmed from our bad qualifying, which I cannot blame on anyone else apart from ourselves. But yeah, just a little bit unfortunate that it took that little bit longer to get past Frederick. For example, I think at the start of the race we would have got by him if he left his space. But yeah, by the end of our stint, lap 10, he's 2.5 seconds ahead, which isn't huge considering he has DRS. So we weren't as slow as I thought, we just weren't rapid, which was not ideal. But we come to the pits and we're going to strap on a set of the hard compound tyre, and this is where our strategy falls into a bad place, as strapping on these hard compound tyres, we now need to heat them up, and that loses us a lot of time, whereas when the hard runners come in for mediums, it doesn't really take them a lot of time to get heated up. Therefore, the undercut is less effective by a good second or two, I'd say, probably 2 seconds, and it makes our life really difficult. So yeah, it's going to be a pain to heat up these tyres. You can probably just visibly see coming through Sector 1, the front end's not biting, we've got a loose rear end, it's just, yeah, not there. We're going extremely slow through these sectors, just trying to find any grip we can, and yeah, it's not fun at all coming through these sectors. The car is just so loose, no grip at all, 70 degree tyres as well, keep in mind, so yeah, it's not fun at all. And coming through diagonals, you can see Jake Benham as a reference actually. He's on warmed up hard compound tyres, and you can see the time he's just gaining from us is quite substantial to say the least. And there's not much we can do about it, to be honest. You just got to drive as quick as we can, and that is kind of the price we pay with picking this strategy. We thought we may as well just go for the strategy. I feel, as I said again, if we got past Frederick, our life would have been much easier, as we'd have a lot more ERS, we would have been able to stick with Bresney, and we probably would have dropped Ronhar out of DRS by that point as well, and it would have made our life a lot easier. But what can you do? It's all if, buts or maybes. I'm sure everyone else has their if, buts or maybes. These things happen. But that is Brendan Lee into the pits. I can't remember if he started in the hards or the mediums. He started in the hards because he's going down to the mediums. So yeah, you're about to see an accurate representation of whereabouts we come out compared to Danny Bresney, I believe that is as well, who's pit on to our compound tyre. And you can see 2.7 seconds ahead. That's just all in tyre warm-up. And yeah, the gap between me and Bresney has stayed fairly similar. Coming out the pits now, that's Frederick, and if you remember, he was behind us. Now that shows you how bad the warm-up is with us, how much time we've lost just in the warm-up phase. But you can see we're going to catch up to him, but it's not going to be enough to pass him, as he's in the softer compound tyre as well. So that's pretty much our race done from here on out. Now we just need to stick with Frederick and just hope for the the best. But now, coming on to lap 16, Barry Burmand, our McLaren Shadow teammate, comes out just ahead of us, and yeah, this is where I knew it was it, because we are stuck behind him. There's no way we're going to pass him, and if we do pass him, we're just losing time for him as well, because we'll pass him, and he'll pass us going into 130R probably. So this is really painful. We're stuck behind him. This is giving Job a chance to pressure us, and he's actually going to be able to pressure us into Degner 1. We're going to go side by side into Degner 1, side by side, and he bashes us off onto the gravel. There's not much we can do. We do a bit of an unsafe rejoin. We get bashed off onto the wall nearly, and Daniele Haddad has a bit of an off. Now we've got Fabrizio Donoso trying to go for a move. We're going side by side, and he actually gets the move done just as the safety car comes out. He also gets a 5 second. I think that might have been for overtaking under safety car, and yeah, we have to pass him. But yeah, unfortunately, I think we got a bit of damage from that as well. It doesn't show up, but it shows up in telemetry. Percentage at least. It doesn't show up in your MFD, but we did get a little bit of damage from that, and yeah, a safety car also came out, so just double the price to pay. That is round our race even more. So if we get points, it's going to be an absolute miracle. The people who stayed out, I believe, were Jarno, Marcel, and someone else. They've got extremely lucky. They've pretty much just been handed a top 5. Yeah, they've got points. I mean, if they don't get points, they've messed up big time. Not sure what's happening to Brendan here. But yeah, that has ruined our race massively, as we're trying to get out ahead of these Red Bulls. But yeah, we're not going to get out ahead of Marcel, and they'll have a very good chance at points now. But lap 18 now, safety car is coming in, and we've got a lot of fresh soft runners behind us, and we've got Patrick Seapox behind us in hard tyres. So it's just a survival game at this point. How many people can we keep behind us? And I don't know why there's such a big gap between the restart here, as we nearly go back into the back of Brendan. And as you can see, Sepla is by there, and that has messed us up massively, as we've got quite a big gap to Brendan here. And we're going to get a 5 second penalty from Seb, which I believe has been removed. But yeah, starting the 19th lap, we're just trying to get heat into these tyres. Not much we can do. And yeah, this is quite depressing to watch, as the car was just... Yeah, at this point, the car had damage. We're on cold, hard tyres compared to everyone who's on medium tyres, which will heat up better, or soft tyres, which are just a bullet in a few laps. And yeah, there's just really not much we can do at all at this point. Going through Dunlop now, you can just see just not a lot of confidence. We're being able to stick with this pack, but that's because it's so condensed right now that it's not difficult to stick with this pack. And yeah, not much we can do. We've got Sebastian Job behind us, who I believe was letting us by due to that incident, but at this point I think he's going for the move. Try and defend a little bit. He doesn't go for the move. You can see a lot of cars off just up ahead. Not too sure what's going on there, and yeah, just a little bit of chaos, to be honest. Not much we can do. We can got Job all over us, or Job even, and we're trying to do anything we can to defend, as I believe that's Carton off the track, who gets a penalty for rejoining, which probably got removed. I don't know though. And trying to just, yeah, defend as much as we can without using a lot of VRS. We've got Brendan just ahead of us. We're using a lot of VRS to the point where we might even be able to go for a move, or even pressurise Brendan into a move. We're trying to defend from Job. He goes to inside. We've been boxed by Brendan. He hits Brendan. Then we get closed in by Brendan, and yeah, it's just not going our way. We've now got Patrick Seapos all over us on a nice compound of medium tyres. We've now got Simon Weigang probably going to try and go for a move as well, and it looks like we're safe. But yeah, our race just goes from bad to worse, and we've not got much luck this week. So going into Degner 2 now of lap 21. Now got Simon Weigang behind us on a fresh set of soft tyres. There's not really going to be much we can do from this. We try and defend it a little bit, but yeah, he bashes us out the way, buses his way through, and he gets the moves done on those fresh, soft compound tyres. Next up is Jake Benham, who's going to be attacking us, and yeah, it's just going downhill at this point. Not much we can do, and I'm pretty sure Simon started last, and he's on for points, so that just shows how chaos this race is. A lot of these soft compound tyres did not get through to Q3 or Q2. Simon Weigang already flashing, which is a good indicator for us at the end of the race. We can maybe pounce on him again, but yeah, this has not been our race, as Joni Tormla had a little bit of an off there onto lap 26 now, and this is where the soft compound tyres started to fall off a little bit. We can maybe pounce a little bit going into this hairpin, and yeah, that is it for Joni Tormala. He's not going to fight that. And going on to lap 27 nearly, it's looking like we might have a very small chance of points if we can just bash it out. And I say points, I mean a point, which is 10th place. So we're going to see if we can do anything in this race. Coming around the final chicane now though, can we get anything done on Jake Benham? Using a bit of ERS, is he going to defend it? Probably not. He sits in the middle of the track, more to the left hand side though, and yeah, he's not really going to defend it. They must be in pretty low wing though, because I was not being able to pass them easy. He still tries to stick it around the outside half-heartedly, but yeah, that's that move done. And now the last spoon section of the race, and you can see the time we're gaining in Simon. His softs are shot, and yeah, can we get the move done? We're 7/10 back from Simon. You can see he's dead on the ERS. We're getting quite a decent amount on this straight due to slipstream and probably wings as well, because we're gaining a lot on this straight. Can we get anything done going out of this chicane? He is not going to have a lot of grip. We're trying to set it up as well as we can. Can we get anything done out of the final chicane? We've gained a lot on Simon Wygant. Can we get anything done up to the line? And it looks like nothing can be done. That 5-second time penalty was removed, I can confirm, but in the end, it was only P11. And yeah, in all honesty, considering how badly done we got, I think P11 wasn't actually that bad. We got pushed off the track during that race. We got hit at the final chicane. We got an unlucky safety car, and we were on the unfavoured strategy of medium hard. Or at least for where we were starting. We got shoved off as well a little bit at turn 1 or turn 2 from Frederick, which kind of halted our progress. So looking back on it, considering how much halts we had, it was actually a pretty good race. I feel like if we had a little bit more things going our way, that could have easily been a top 7 finish, which wouldn't have been completely awful considering we started P9. But yeah, these things happen. It is what it is. The campaign's been decent so far. Apart from a few races like Bahrain, USA, we've lost a lot of points where we could have been a lot higher up in the championship. But yeah, these things happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Congrats to Lucas on the win. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, which I think is, yeah, it's Italy and Monza, the Temple of Speed, which will not be fun, at least on this game. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.